Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay, but basically, yeah, imagine a cop's whispering in your ear saying, hey, like, oh my god, that a fucking roach.
The roach going, ah, go crazy. Yeah, you're stupid.
Okay. Alright.
Action.
Okay. Hello, loves. It's Destin Choice, and you're watching Choice TV. You remember that from Monique, right? When she was trying to boycott Netflix. Anyways, y'all, so this is my cousin.
Hi, I'm Sam.
So basically, me and Samantha are going to be doing a mukbang / chit-chat video about the Central Park 5, and in the midst of all that, we're going to be fucking up our steak and shake. I'm a little bit annoyed because they actually fucked up our order. Yeah, they fucked up our order. So a lot of you guys kept asking me about like my review on Central 5, and before some of y'all comment, oh my god, another collab, why are you doing collab? Listen, I need someone to insert their commentary while I'm trying to fuck up my food, okay? We both just finished watching the the movie, and she has a lot to say, I have a lot to say, and I'm fucking starving. So I was like, you know what, come on over. We need to do this video. And if you don't want to watch this video because it's a collaboration, please exit. Don't comment.
Keep your comments to yourself because last time I was being nice. I was being nice last time. If you want to talk, have your comments, add any little input. Be a grown-up and say what you have to say. Don't be childish. Don't throw shade. Don't do none of that. Please.
Yeah, so if you basically don't want to watch a collab, just come back next time. Because this is a serious video and this is a serious topic. We're going to give serious commentary.
Thank you.
Yeah. Serious commentary. And so, hold up. So we got like a low carb snack. We're going to get into this. We just want to take out our food first. They basically try to nab and arrest anyone they saw. And who was in the park? Black kids. A whole fuck ton of black kids. So this was based on a true story. Blase. If you've seen the movie, you did. If you didn't see it, you didn't see it. Okay, so basically in the midst of all this, when these boys eventually got nabbed, it wasn't just the 5 of these boys known as the Central Park 5. It was a whole bunch of them. And one of them in particular ended up ratting out who was there. And when I say ratting out, I mean they literally said, oh, it was so-and-so that was there, so-and-so was there, so-and-so was there, so-and-so was there. So the police basically had like a long-ass fucking list and nabbed a whole bunch of random kids. And they narrowed it down to 5 kids. Well, they actually narrowed it down to 4. And then they trapped 1 kid in particular. So eventually, all this shit went global. Trump got involved, shit hit the fan, and these boys ended up doing at least 6 to 13 years in prison.
You better believe that I hate the people that took this girl and raped her brutally. You better believe it. And it's more than anger, it's hatred. And I want society to hate them.
4 of them 6 years, and 1 of them to 13 years. So, first things first, we're going to talk about...
4 did 7, 1 did 15.
Yeah, 4 did 7, 1 did 15. So, ooh.
That's low carb?
It's chili. Chili has like meat. There's onions and shit like that in here. So basically, we're going to try to, skim through this real quick, give our commentary, and finish this real quick because I'm hot as fuck. There's a big-ass roach in here. And we're just going to...
There's a big what?
A big-ass roach in here. It's up there. It's not going to bother us.
And now, ooh. Anyways, it's good.
A little mediocre.
It don't look good.
First things first, let's talk about how do you feel about these boys being in the park? Because in my opinion, I feel like since it was late at night, I don't think they should have been out that late. Granted, they were innocent, but since we're Caribbean, you know that we would never have been allowed to be out that late. So I feel like they were at the wrong place at the wrong time. And then I also feel like they kind of had no business being out that late.
There's no such thing as wrong place, wrong time, in my opinion. I say that because when is the wrong time? When is the wrong place?
You're right.
It's just a place. It's just a time. And wrong people decide to fuck with you, yeah. But there's no such thing as wrong place, wrong time. In my opinion.
You're right. Cause I see where you come from because you're black all the time.
Sadly, being black is a crime.
Yeah, being black is a crime.
Is the wrong thing. not only being black, being Hispanic. If I'm guessing if it ain't white, then it ain't right. So
in the midst of all that, when they narrowed it down to these 5 boys, they were intimidated, they were interrogated, and they were brutally treated like shit.
There shouldn't have even been a time for them to even have been interrogated.
Because they needed a confession, because this was a big deal. Trump was talking about it, so they needed a confession.
Number one, even if their parents weren't in the room, that's against that's
right.
That right there should have been a red flag.
Right.
And I understand, like, you know, they wanted to go home, because I know one of them, they were interrogated, I think two days and a half, no food, no sleep, no nothing.
Ooh, and according to Linda Fairstein, the racist, ugly, piggy bitch, and she basically shitted on the entire Netflix movie. So in case you didn't know, the Netflix movie was directed by Ava DuVernay. So Ava DuVernay gave her a chance. She said, hey, I'm doing this movie, I'm giving you a chance to speak, do you want to talk? She said, if you talk to the Central Park 5, I don't want to be involved.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a fun fact.
It wasn't a problem when your little police crew wanted to talk to them. And you know what? I'm gonna shut up. Go ahead, Pooh. Nobody want to talk to her anyway.
She refused to get involved. She just didn't want to be a part of it because she just knew that it was going to be bullshit and it was going to be very,
But
very
you were also involved with getting the story straight, so these little boys can go to jail.
Right. And
make it make sense.
Funny thing is, once the fucking movie came out, boom, shit really got real. The hashtag Linda Fairstein is canceled started trending everywhere. And did you know that she's also an author?
When it comes to writing crime fiction, there are few who have written as many volumes as Linda Fairstein.
That women reporting rape could not testify unless there were 3 elements of the crime proved by someone else. Someone had to either see the attacker going to the crime scene, witness the crime.
Who witnesses a rape? And then
almost nobody. So there had to be proof of the forcible nature of the attacks.
She was a leader in the drive to change this law and others like it. She also pioneered the use of DNA, becoming one of the first prosecutors in the country to introduce it in court. She prosecuted and supervised high-profile cases like Robert Chambers, the so-called preppy murderer, and the controversial case of the Central Park jogger. She even became the inspiration for many tough prosecutors on TV, like this one.
She has over 30 books that are on bookshelves in Barnes & Nobles, in Walmart. I never fucking heard of this bitch in my life. But she had a whole bunch of books everywhere in every fucking bookstore you could think of. And basically people were trying to like say, take her books off shelf, take her books off shelf. But guess what? You know, white money is green money. So of course they're not going to take her books off shelves. You really think white people in corporate America gives a shit about what black people got to say about a film? They most definitely don't. So her books are going to stay on
Not even
shelf.
about a film. They don't give a fuck about black people, point blank, period.
You're right. They don't. So
black
most
people,
likely,
Hispanics, anything else. They don't give a fuck.
You're right. So as long as she's selling, it's just going to stay right up.
That's a very sad thing to say. We live in a country where they don't give a fuck about us.
It's sad. And the sad part about all this is, Linda,
y'all not see our president? I'm confusion.
Don't look at me. I didn't vote. Did you vote?
I sure did, and the damn show wasn't for that nigga.
Some people say, if you didn't vote, then you voted for Trump. Listen, I'm moving to ISIS. So, fuck this country, honestly. But anyway, that's another story, that's another video. But Linda Fairstein eventually did an interview. She did an interview, and she had complete creative control over this shit. As she had complete creative control over this shit, she was literally only saying, you can ask me this, you can ask me this, you can ask me that.
Says the miniseries falsely portrays her as a bigot and an evil mastermind who was unethically engineering the police investigation. She claims the film's most egregious falsehoods are that the teens were being held without access to food, their parents, and the bathroom. Fairstein insists DuVernay wrongfully portrays the men as totally innocent, arguing there was enough evidence to convict them of first-degree assault, robbery, riot, and other charges stemming from the attacks. She says bloodstains and dirt were found on some of their clothing, and more than a dozen kids at the park riot named some or all of them in statements.
You're not going to tell me what it is that I'm going to ask you. You're going to sit your babbit ass down you and both your chins and listen to what it is that I have to say.
One of the prosecutors, the bitch with the afro,
like
she's actually a law teacher.
That's not enough.
Because she was getting a lot of criticism at her school. And her school was basically... the school is multiracial, so it was full of a whole bunch of minorities, and they were putting out a petition that she needs to not teach law school, because it's like, how the fuck is a racist white lady gonna teach law? My
thing is that, like, getting their books taken down, you not being able to teach at a school, what is that gonna do? That's not nowhere near in comparison to what they went through. Me personally, well, a lot of us, all of us, we can't speak on what it is that the boys went through because we're not in their shoes, but we can kind of get like a feel around. I'm not gonna say feel, a complete feel around, but we can kind of get like a picture. They probably went through worse. 10 times out of 10, they did go through worse. So you getting a fucking book taken down, pardon my language, but you getting a book taken down, or you not being able to teach at a school, what the hell is that gonna do? These men lost half of their lives.
Their teen life and some of their adult life. Childhood.
Because you wanted to make up a story. You wanted to fabricate a story. Just to close a case. Just to close a case. You were so strong on something you had no evidence on. You felt and spoke so highly on a case you knew shit about.
And she never gave so much as an apology.
Fucking apology. And the fact that they got money, they got settled, they received a settlement. What the hell is money gonna do? That's not gonna take time. Time was wasted.
Mind you, that money got divided amongst lawyers, taxes, and then also that money, they would have got more, but some of their relatives, like some of their grandparents, some of their uncles, the protest, and they were supposed to get money but never got any money because they ended up passing away.
That's still not nothing. As much as you think all of that money is something, that is nothing.
They got 41 million, which is a lot of money, but not much.
What it is that they went through, probably physically.
Anxiety, PTSD.
Exactly. It's a whole lot of shit behind that.
And honestly, this is why black people are so pissed off. White people love to say, slavery is over. Why you guys keep talking about it? See, that's why y'all don't want to talk about it. Because it makes y'all uncomfortable. But it's not our fault.
Slavery's not over, though.
Right. Systematic
as far
racism.
as whips and stuff like that, I'm not even going to say it's over.
Lynching is over.
No, it's not.
Oh, yeah, it just now got outlawed.
That's still going on. There's black men. It may not make the news, but there are black men out there. Black, Hispanic, whatever you want to say. They're still getting lynched.
Yeah, and racial profiled and stoned
exactly.
with all this rock. Got rocks thrown at them, being treated like shit.
Slavery is still going on. Everything, like, you know, and I hear some people say, like, you know, it was back then, that's how people were. It's still like that till this day.
And white people don't understand the pain of it because
the same way police were back then, they're still like that now. Don't let that shit fool you.
You gonna eat that?
Everything. Don't touch my fist one out. Don't blame me. Everything that was going on back then, it's still going on now. Some just don't make the news, but it's still going on right now, and it's very sad. Like, it's very, very sad.
It's sad, especially because
it's scary.
It's scary because being black in America, shit.
A crime. That's a crime.
And then white people.
That's one of the worst things you could possibly be.
And then the white folks say, well, then if you don't like America, then take your asses back to Africa.
First of all, this is not even your country to begin with, honey.
Right.
Y'all stole it from the Native Americans.
Yeah, y'all stole it from Native Americans.
Y'all stole it. Gave them all types of
basically
shit.
Genocide. Genocide, plagues, diseases.
You guys stole it from them. How dare you tell someone to go back to where they came from? Go back where you came from.
So that's what some bitch in my comment section told me. She was like, well, Choice, you complain about America all the time. So take your ass back to the motherland. Take your ass back to Africa. Why?
Where's your motherland, whore?
Yeah, where's your motherland? Where did y'all motherfuckers come from?
Exactly. No one knows. Y'all motherfuckers just decided to...
Like parasites. No offense to the white people out there. I know there's some...
Again, if you're sensitive... Please don't
if you don't feel like we're talking about you, then great. If the shoe fits, wear it.
Listen, if it don't apply, let it fly. Okay? Yeah. But if you do have something to say, please come at me like an adult, like a grown up. You know, so I could possibly try to see where it is that you're coming from. We can have a conversation. But if you come at me wrong, hello, Pooh. I'm with the shits.
Let's talk about what Cory Wise went through. Can you believe?
Oh, I forgot his name.
They picked him up from Yusuf, and Cory Wise got picked up off the street randomly.
I think his name is Jarrell. He did such an amazing job playing him. Oh, it's to the point I felt it. I felt it through the screen.
The eyes, what's this woman talking about?
The intensity, such passion. I felt it.
He did an excellent job. And can you believe that they got picked up off the street, and he was like, "Oh, Yusuf, you're on the list, but hey, you want to come with us? We'll be right back." He didn't know that he was. He didn't know that he was being arrested low key without actually being arrested.
It's not even that. I think in the movie, it shows how the little baby raccoon, the little baby baboon, whatever you want to call her. She was like, he would just, the story don't fit, but he would make a perfect piece, so everything would just come together with just no.
Oh yeah, she was like, she basically said, oh, she also said in the movie, oh, anyone that looked like a thug, pick them up. Any African American that was in that park that night, any of those thugs are a suspect. And Linda Fairstein also denied that. She said she never said that.
And I've seen another interview I was watching. You know how like they were talking about, they were asking one of the boys, I forgot which boy it was, but it was like, what does wildin' mean?
They took that and flipped it.
No, none of them even said the word wildin'.
One of the persons that had snitched and was like, remember the beginning when one boy was like, oh yeah, okay, so-and-so was there, so-and-so was there, so-and-so
if I was one of them and I was at that age and I was in a police station, I'd say whatever the fuck. I'm not gonna lie, I would have said the same thing. I would have said whatever the fuck.
Oh,
I don't care.
Wildin'. He said that they were wildin', but the media flipped it into a wolf pack. Like, oh, they're basically describing themselves as wolves. They're basically wilding. You know, white people. Like, white people want to flip the narrative. Like,
I personally wouldn't, like, I would do exactly what it is that they were doing. I would say whatever the fuck it is for me to get home. Because you think I'm going to give, oh, Jesus Christ, I can't even talk. Because this
literally you would have snitched.
In my head. Snitched only.
You would have snitched on all of them. Like, okay, yeah, he did it, he did it, he did it, he did it, he did it.
Yep, they sure did, officer.
That's what, me?
In my heart, I would have known. I still would have got home. But
as a 14-year-old, I don't know what I would have did. Could you imagine if a police officer look at you in your eyes and say, "Hey, I know you want to go home."
I don't trust. I would look at you like,
"Hey, I know you. I
know I want to go home too. We both know this."
We're like, "Hey, but if you help me, I'll help you."
My mama warned me about y'all.
My mama warned me about y'all crackers.
Y'all not gonna get me this time, baby. I see what y'all did to Central Park 5. Not I.
So basically, yeah. Imagine if you're at 14 and a cop is looking at you like,
"Did you eat my fries?"
Oh, did I?
Oh no.
Yeah, imagine a cop is whispering in your ear saying, "Hey, like oh my god, the fucking roach."
The roach going, ah, go crazy. Yeah, go stupid.
Okay, we're not even in my regular filming room. We're in my grandmother's guest room, so there's like mad roaches and spiders in here. Okay, but anyways, yeah, like a cop in your face telling you like, hey, like, was there like a pipe there or something?
Did you want a pipe to be there?
He's like, hey, like, like, just basically the cop is saying random shit to a 14-year-old. Like, imagine you being in a 14. Put yourself in this person's shoes, because a lot of people are like, I would have did this, I would have did that, but you don't know what you would have did at 14. Imagine being in the 8th grade, getting pulled to the side of the cops, and then like mushing you, and then doing this.
And especially them telling you, he said you did this, so now it's on you.
Oh,
so what you about to do?
I'm gonna feel attacked. I'm like, oh no. He did this. He did that.
He said he did this. That's why his eye twitching the way it is, because he did that.
You're right. And I know, and honestly, at a 14-year-old, I probably would have fucking fell for that shit. Because, shit, did your parents ever prepare you and tell you about racial profiling and tell you all the things you might have to do with as far as cops and who to talk to, who
There's
not
no
talk
way
to?
to prepare you for something like that.
I mean, a lot of times, believe it or not, it's common within Caribbeans. Caribbeans only believe in going to school, being an A student, and going to college. They don't mentally prepare
I'm
their
pretty
kids
sure
for
those
anything.
5 were schooled like that too, but look what happened.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
There's just people who just want to fuck with you.
But like, thing is, our parents never prepared us for, okay, when you see a cop comply. Like
my mom.
She did?
Has. Yeah, she has.
My mom is. My
and that's very sad that my mom had to have. When she did that, I started crying.
Wow.
Because it's like, what? God forbid one day something like that happens. You think I'm not gonna shit my pants?
Yeah.
They're gonna bring me in shitty because I don't know what I'm gonna do. I do not trust. I don't trust them.
Yeah, black men have it very hard in America. Probably harder than black women in America, considering that we're targets. And when I say that, I mean we're targets for the police. You guys are targeted in the media. You guys are targeted in like society. But like as far as us, we get shot.
Women get shot too.
Suspect. Oh, you're right. Sandra Bland. You're right. Sandra Bland. Look, I'm gonna edit that.
No, women's rights are basically being they're basically being stripped.
Right, and then also the whole
you can barely get an abortion.
Oh yeah, okay? That's a whole nother situation. That's pretty sad. The abortion thing is really, really sad. But
women can have like the same qualifications as a man have, maybe even better. You're not gonna get that job. Right. Women have a 7, I think, how many cents is it? Men get paid, like it could be the same job, I'm going to say. Same job, same position. A man will get paid 7 cents more. I know that may not seem like a lot. Still my money and still my check, so. But a man will get paid 7 cents more than a woman would. And that's very much sad.
And you know, men say, every child's life is precious. Why should a woman have a right to that child's life?
Why should a woman what?
You know, a lot of these politicians said. A lot of politicians said.
I don't deal with politicians.
A lot of them were like, well, why should the woman have a say? I mean, she's not the one who's in the stomach. Like, how would she feel she was getting aborted?
It's my body. My body. I make a choice. I know what's best for me and my body. How do they feel as though they are in the position to make a decision about a woman? You are a man making a decision about a woman. How that sound? Like you a bitch. A old wrinkly bitch. And I think I'm cursing too much on this, but still.
Okay. But
y'all wives insides probably dried up like prunes. So y'all ain't got shit to worry about.
Back to when they see us. So
I want to talk to Cory Wise.
The Cory Wise case is like the most saddest case because, like we said, he didn't do shit. He was there for his friend, and they manipulated him into connecting the dots. They used him as a pawn to connect the dots because these 4 boys were seen as, oh my god, they're stupid. Oh my god, their stories don't make no sense. And even if you watch their confessions tapes,
they don't even make sense.
The real confession tapes. You can even see in Cory Wise's shit that he's being coached. In this timestamp right here, if you watch the confession tape, you can see he's looking at the other side like, huh?
Did she say anything? Hell. Did you see where her arms were?
Huh? What happened?
Did you see where her arms were?
Cause to spread it out.
Did you see where her shirt was?
The shirt was, I think it was off her back.
I'm sorry?
The shirt was off her back. It's like they moved it so it was like near her, but I didn't really look at the shirt. I looked at her body and...
He was also asked, was she bleeding? And he said no. Wrong, because she was bleeding a lot. Yeah.
Like it all makes sense. I want to have a conversation with Cory Wise. And another thing, I also feel as though the title, the name, Central Park 5,
it's kind of dehumanizing.
That, and that's just a title. Like you see them, oh, that's one of the boys from Central Park 5. That's something that will attach them to the situation their whole lives. I'm not a fucking Central Park 5. Well, I am, but still, I'm at the fucking Cory Wise. Put some respect on my name. I'm more than someone who was
accused of rape wrongfully.
Exactly. I'm more than that. There's more to me than that.
Now let's talk about the other boy that you said looks like the boy from Mind's Behavior.
Kevin.
Oh my god. Remember when, first of all, he had the scratch and the bruise, so people were like adamant to believe that it was him.
Because police want to play boxing, want to have a whole boxing ring
hit
in
him with
station.
the helmet. Hit him with the helmet and he had like a scratch. So they're like, oh, how'd you get that scratch? Oh,
your mama.
Right. So it's just like, That was horrible. And then what made it worse was when his sister, his guardian, came. She was like, okay, wait, I don't want to sign nothing. I don't know. She was like, they're like, if you want to go home,
slow.
if you want to go home.
My brother would have just ching ching ching.
That's why they look at black people as ignorant. They're like, oh, we can manipulate these minorities.
You know, some blacks may feel like they're limited to some of the things that they can do, but if we all come together, put our minds together, we can go so much farther than you think.
But that's impossible because it's systematic racism, like colorism. So it was sad how she signed it because she really wanted to take her brother home, and that's why they look at black people as ignorant, because a lot of us don't know our rights. And sometimes when black people get arrested, sometimes white folks don't even read us our rights. Sometimes they don't even do that.
That's not a good thing. There was a case about that.
Sometimes they'll arrest you.
You're supposed to read someone Miranda's rights.
A lot of times they don't. In the hood, they
don't.
This
is the exact reason why I changed my major.
And the sad part is, a lot of black people don't care to be in the police force. A lot of them don't want to be in politics. A lot of them don't care to be. Everybody want to be rappers. Everybody want to be.
They can't even rap. Next question.
Ball players.
They can't even play ball.
So that's the thing. So it's like I encourage black people. If you're interested in politics and you're interested in law, definitely go into it. Honestly, because
that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, we need more black people in this. Let's talk about Santana. Oh my God, Santana, Raymond Santana, bruh. So they basically got him to like confess, and one thing that you notice about his confession tape is that instead of saying Antron, he kept saying Antoine, and they had to correct him. And I'm just like,
I mean, I'm gonna confuse somebody else's name that I don't fucking know either.
And it's like,
Lamont, is that Lamont McCall?
Yeah.
How about Kevin Richardson?
He came with the other group.
Now, as y'all can see in these damn clips, you can tell that he's naming every single person that he remembers being there. And the detective had to say, oh, and what about Kevin Richardson? The person that they were trying to frame because he had the scratch on his eye.
Okay. Lamont McCall was with you, though?
Yeah, he's with us.
Who else was with your group?
Antoine.
Antoine McCrae?
Yeah, him.
Antoine? I don't remember there being an Antoine. Does he mean Antron? He claims to be there with someone that he apparently knows, and he doesn't even know their name.
Clarence.
Clarence Thomas?
Yes, they was with us too.
Okay. And where did you all meet up?
By 110th and 5th.
Yusuf was the dude with the flat top, and basically they manipulated him into waiving his right to an attorney. They were like, oh, if you waive your right to an attorney...
His mama wasn't having that shit.
And it's like, they only made him waive his right to an attorney because they thought it'd be easier. They're like, hey, it will go by way smoother if you just sit down and talk to us and you can go home. Look, we'll just let you walk right out the door. And it's like, that's what they're doing to young black. That's what they're doing to the youth. They're like manipulating them to think that they can just get away just like that. And let's talk about Tron. His dad had the nerve to sit up here and say, are you stupid? Do what they say. Do what they say. Which I'm not gonna lie, it kind of sound like your mom. I feel like your mom would do something like that, where she would say, no, just do what they say.
She even this morning, she told me, like, if a police officer was to pull you over while you're driving and tell you turn off the car, do it. But then I try to explain to her, what if I do reach to turn off the car? And they show me, then what? I did what they said. It still wasn't enough. How slow? I'm confusion, America. You want me to play the mannequin challenge? Because I'm confused.
In slow motion. You gotta do it as slow as possible because they'll shoot you.
Nah, because what if they think that I'm trying to make them seem dumb or something like that? Like, I'm just fearing for my life.
Alright. So the fact that his dad was telling him to lie and play along, and then even Santana, like the fact that their parents were sitting right there, I think their parents play a big role. I think it's kind of their parents' fault a little bit. They play a role. Because how do you sit up here like your child who doesn't know shit about law, you don't know shit about law, you can literally bring an attorney in. I think the parents should get like a portion of the lawsuit because even they were manipulated. Because mind you, their parents are minorities too. And that's why it was so easy to walk all over these kids, because their parents allowed that shit.
They just didn't want any trouble. They didn't want no problems. Me personally, this is how I feel. Whether or not that they say that they did this, or whether or not they do go along with what it is that they were saying, either way it goes, I feel as though they were going to go to jail anyways. If not for this, then for that. And that's just that.
I think I want to talk about when they got out of jail. Remember when they got out of jail, everything was all good, and then the Spanish dude, he went to doing drugs. The stepmom was evil. Yeah, Santana, his stepmom was an evil ass bitch. And
Don't even speak like that. Cause I like me some Daya. Okay, I like her.
I hated
Orange is the
her.
New Black.
She did a good job, though. I'm gonna give her that. She did a really good job playing the evil mom. Remember when Yusuf, he was walking with his girlfriend and she was like, "Why don't you ever want to spend money?" Oh, Antron. "Why don't you ever want to spend money for me?"
Bitch, I'm broke.
And he was like, "Yeah." She had the nerve to be like,
I'm broke, baby.
And she was like, "And see, you're not gonna spend time." He was like, "You know what? I think we should take a break."
I would have reverse psychology the fuck out of that. I would have been like, "Why I gotta do this for you? I'm a man. You can't want to do this for your mans one time."
So now let's talk about the nigga that confessed. There's a lot to say, and there's probably a lot that you don't know too, because I did more research and I dug into it.
And this is
wait, let me say his name first. Matthias Reyes, the nigga that confessed, and he literally confessed not in 89, not in 1995, but he confessed years later. He confessed in 2001. He literally waited how long? Basically, like over 11 years, like 12 years.
While you were, and so you put your penis in her?
Yes, I did.
And you had sex with her?
Yes, ma'am.
You're clear
Not sex,
that,
I raped her.
okay. You were clear that it was vaginal sex that you had with her?
Oh wow, I didn't know if I had, I never had any sex with her.
You don't know if you had
raped her
from behind? Okay. You don't know whether
I know I don't have vaginal sex with her.
Okay. And any kind of oral sex with her? Did you go down on her?
No.
Was she conscious or unconscious?
Well, like I just told you, I can't remember exactly any word that she said, but she was definitely, like, you know, as far as somebody recuperated from a blow, she was definitely recuperated from that.
How did you know that?
Because of the way she was talking.
She was talking?
You know, like more or less like, I'm bleeding, you know what I'm saying? No, please stop, things like small little things like that. And it wasn't to a beat of rock that everything just went out.
Was she struggling?
No, I wouldn't call it struggling because she was, I think that the shock and the blow and all that, she was more shocked than anything else, so she was fine. I guess that she, I'm assuming, I want to think I'm gonna imagine what she was going through. Because I can't treat it for myself. Open clubs and things like that, and you know, go to movies by myself.
Where are you making money for cocaine? Where are you making money to pay for coke?
Well, the little bit I used to make from the store, because after a while, they didn't know, but I used to rob them after a while. You know, every time I used to work there, whenever they left me on the register or whatever, I used to stick my hand in the bottom of the bag and all the heavy money was at it, just grab money from there. And when I didn't have that, I would go and do one of the things that I did. I knew that's money, you know. And then I was on to start stalking people.
Started what? Stalking people?
Yeah.
To rob them again?
No, after that, I just started stalking people.
Okay. The guys that got locked up back then, did people in the neighborhood talk about that?
Which people they got locked up?
The guys that got locked up for the...
Well, you gotta understand, these guys, I don't think any of them was from my neighborhood. They were, I think they were from the west side, or I don't know exactly, or maybe Harlem.
It's very sad that his confession is what helped those men be free.
Reyes was already behind bars for another horrific rape. Did you attack the Central Park jogger?
Yeah, I did.
Did you rape her?
Yes.
Did you beat her?
Mm-hmm.
Did you leave her for dead?
I thought I left her there for dead.
That, okay, somebody said they did it, they did it. They didn't look into the DNA. First of all, they didn't even have any evidence. The semen and the hair that was found,
inconclusive, didn't match.
Did not match. So yet you're pinning these on these boys. Why? Because you ugly.
But we also find out that Cory Wise wasn't 100% innocent, according to Linda Fairstein.
Nobody gives a fuck about what that hoe gotta say. Nobody care about what she gotta say. I don't believe you, baby. You lied before you had your chance to tell the truth.
She claimed that Cory Wise has had a past of assaulting.
A past does not make someone. Mm-hmm. That's the past. Even if that was so-called true, I don't believe in anything that hoe says, Cory. I love you. Okay? I love you. But even then,
she said that him Cory Wise and his friends have had a history of tormenting people in the park. Like, you remember when that white couple walked through and they're like, "Roo," like barking at them? So they've had a history of tormenting people in the park before. So for her, it's like, well, they're not even innocent. And also, they didn't even get convicted of harassing people at the park before. And they've done that before. So
okay, because she's a damn park patrol.
Also said, okay, so you know how the boys were like, we didn't get no water, we couldn't use the bathroom, we couldn't get nothing to drink.
I would have pissed in her mouth.
Yeah. So the boys were like, that was messed up how we couldn't get nothing to drink. But Linda Fairstein said, okay, in her interview, which by the way, wasn't even a recorded interview, it was one of those written interviews where somebody typed everything she said. They asked her about that in particular, and she said, well, if I didn't give them water like they claim, and I didn't let them eat like they claim, why wasn't that in the lawsuit in 2014? Why wasn't that in the settlement? Wouldn't you guys have sued for that? Exactly, because it didn't happen. Her words.
I'm just tired of this whole...
Interesting point. Why wasn't that in the lawsuit? Why wasn't that in the lawsuit?
It's very much tired. Okay.
But then again, she ain't shit.
As fuck.
But 2 days before the rape in Central Park happened, did you know that he actually raped somebody 2 days before?
See? Swinging his schwung. Over here, swinging, swashing everywhere.
And the woman who got away described him as a man who had stitches under his chin. They found him. And they questioned him and all that, but eventually they let him go and the charges weren't pursued, and they ended up forgetting about the case and closing the case because they didn't want people to focus on that rather than the 5 that they were considering suspect.
How the justice system is. It's shitty.
And did you know Matthias Reyes was also a serial killer and a rapist?
He was what? I'm sorry for anything I said, Pooh.
Did you know
I'm so sorry.
Did you know in New York that he was considered the East Side slasher? Meaning he was literally killing people. As far as they know, he's killed at least 7 people as far as they know.
I ain't say nothing. I swear to God, this was edited. It's above me now.
Not only that, did you know that he was notorious for walking into women's apartments and grabbing them by the throat and stabbing them or raping them, or sometimes even both? That around the same time that whole Central Park 5 scandal happened, he basically committed a horrible murder, which I don't think anyone should Google because it was severe.
What is it?
Do not Google that murder.
Don't tell me what to do. I'm grown. What is it about?
Okay, basically he killed a pregnant woman. Wow! He stabbed her. He raped her first, and then he stabbed her while she was pregnant, and then her 2 kids were in the other room.
What's his name?
Matthias Reyes.
I'm saying his name out loud. I'm so sorry, Pooh.
So that was pretty vicious. That he's a vicious killer, killing a pregnant woman while her 2 kids are in the other room, and then her unborn child in her stomach, killing her. So that was pretty ruthless. So meanwhile, they got rid of 5 innocent boys who ain't do shit. But meanwhile, the real killer is out here slashing people. The East Side Slasher. How the fuck y'all missed that? The East Side Slasher. Y'all know how to put wilding in a damn newspaper, but not the East Side Slasher.
I ain't say nothing, Mr. Reyes.
The only reason he confessed to it in 2001, he said he would have confessed to it before, but he said the only reason he confessed now in 2001 was because before he didn't have a conscience, which makes sense.
Who put his conscience in? Oh my God!
But he's in jail now doing basically 60 years to life.
You don't know if that man can break out.
Better lock your doors.
That's all you got to say?
And this whole situation is just really sad overall. It makes me sad that boys who didn't do shit went through a lot of nonsense just to find out that they were innocent. And then, can we talk about Trump and his disgusting remarks? I'm gonna insert the clip.
All the daily newspapers asking for the return of the death penalty and more police.
Of course I hate these people. And let's all hate these people, because maybe hate is what we need if we're going to get something done.
And he believed that these children should be executed, even though, of course, even the return of the death penalty would disqualify the execution of children.
Y'all heard that? Trump literally said that he hates these people and he thinks they're disgusting. And he even paid $85,000 in 1989. He paid $85,000 to get a full-page newspaper saying that New York needs to bring back the death penalty for the children.
For them, for a case that did not even have a sufficient amount of evidence.
At the time. So basically...
Still don't.
And still don't. Any person of color that fucks with Trump, you ain't shit, bitch. And you're going to hell in a handbasket. But as far as all this, especially with Trump and him saying that he still feels like this to this day, Trump said he still feels like this. He said in his statement right here, so this peach orange motherfucker that looks like a damn Muppet child basically said they admitted that they were guilty. The police doing the original investigation say they were guilty. The fact that that case was settled with so much evidence against them is outrageous. And the women so badly injured will never be the same. At the end of the day, they admitted to being guilty. They said they were guilty.
They had no choice.
They said that
they were coerced.
And he said,
"You peach piece of shit."
Then he said the jury found them guilty. So at the end of the day, I feel like they're guilty because then why would you confess to some shit and you weren't guilty about it? And a whole bunch of other nonsense. And he also said that at the end of the day, he's not apologizing. You know, he's still saying about what he said, and he feels like
it's not like he apologized for grabbing girls by their pussy.
Yep,
it's not like he apologized. It's not like he apologized for all the shit that he's done. Like, as far as him being the president now, for y'all, not for me.
And then he said things like, "Oh, I could do whatever the fuck I want with them. I can grab him by the pussy, and I don't even care." Like saying shit like that.
Grab your mama by the pussy. See if that shit purr.
He said that the settlement is a disgrace.
Cause you getting money and you a rapist.
Yes, Lord. Right.
Your kids look like little roaches. Baby fucking baboons. But you don't see nobody talking about them ugly ass kids that you got. I just want to move to another planet.
But then again, this one right here voted for Hillary. The one who stole money from Haiti. But anyways, you know, we're all not perfect. But anyways.
Okay, bitch, you ain't even vote. So how you gonna hate from outside the club? You can't even get in. Hush, don't try to put this on me. I don't want to do this no more. I didn't even ask my mama to make me. This her mess to clean up.
Yeah, her mess to clean up. Should have swallowed your ass.
Okay, cause first of all, bitch, don't tell my mom to swallow them damn kids.
Okay, and it's sad, but you know, Linda Fairstein doesn't feel like she needs to apologize, and she said, "I don't need to apologize because I was simply doing my job." When it's like your job was literally calling people out their names, labeling them, and then you still ain't apologize.
That's not a job. If you have to lie, knowing what you're doing is wrong, if you have to do a certain amount, that's not a job.
She says she also feels like it wasn't true. She's like, it's not true. They weren't coerced. These boys confessed because they did it. And that's still how she feels. At the end of the day, how she feels is how she feels. And if she feels like they're guilty, then it is what it is. Like her.
I also feel like that bob you had in your head back in the day was ugly. Whoever cut them with them childish ass scissors need to go to hell. You and your double chin.
That bitch going to hell.
Scissors to use to cut your chin.
It is what it is.
You shaped wrong.
Okay, honey. Like a refrigerator.
You shaped like the letter P. Without the end.
It's crazy.
Just one big ball of shit.
Racist shit. Hoe. Enjoy your stay in hell. Hoe. And honestly, what would be a reasonable punishment for Linda Fairstein? What do you think? Getting her ass beat?
The same way they try to bring death for those boys. You get what you deserve. Matter of fact, you reap what you sow. God got you, boo. I'm not gonna say nothing. God got you, boo.
And honestly,
God got something.
In my opinion, what would be a good reasonable punishment for Linda Fairstein? Because they don't even legitimately don't even have a case against. There's nothing they can do.
Even if someone says
her
death,
case is I did my job. That's her case.
Even if somebody says death, that's not gonna be nothing. Because even after she dies, they're still gonna have to live with the memory of what it is that they gone through.
The trauma. And then Cory Rice is getting beat the fuck up in jail and being told by cops like, hey, if you work with me, then I'll protect you.
Oh no, I seen that part.
Oh my God.
I'm not gonna lie. I was horrified. When I first seen it and the boy kept, like, the officer kept saying, you know, you do something for me, I do something for you. I'm not gonna lie. I honestly thought he was talking about if you do something for me, you can suck my dick.
I thought it was fucking.
I thought he meant you gotta suck my dick.
I was like,
but then I'm like, you just want some donuts? That's all you want this whole time?
All you want is donuts? All you want me is to smuggle drugs in here for you? What did he want? What did he really want?
I really don't know. Knows. Oh my God, it was another thing I was watching in the interview of Cory was talking about how you know, and this is something that pissed me off. Cory was speaking on, like, when he had parole hearing, every time he would go to parole hearing and every time he would say that he did not do it, even though they told him to say that he did it, they would add 2 additional years.
Oh my God, yeah, they did say that. Because Cory Rice was like, you know, I ain't going. They don't want to hear my truth.
And he stopped, and he stopped going. And he was like, after his first parole hearing, and he went to chow, his words, he was chewing, and when he was chewing the food, there was a metal, I think glass, in his food. They put glass in his food, and it got stuck in his throat. And he was already too late, so he just swallowed it.
Oh my God, that's so evil and horrible.
Listen,
and
if I was the shit and my asshole was to rupture, it would have been on y'all asses.
But then again, at the end of the day, that's horrible. But then again, can you see why it's bad to go into jail as a rapist? Like, can you they do shit?
Yeah, Raymond also said the second worst thing besides going to jail as a child molester would be a rapist.
But would you feel bad if it was like a rapist or a child molester getting treated like that and being fed glass and all that stuff?
If it was an actual rapist?
Yeah.
Why would I feel bad?
Because, no human being should be treated like that. God said, turn the other cheek.
Well, I'm going to turn my ass cheek when they start giving you glass.
Look the other way.
Thank you.
As black people, learn from this. Comply. Learn your rights. Read the book of law. Learn your rights. Learn what you can do. Learn about the Miranda rights. Learn about waiving your rights and all that stuff. Learn about all that. Okay?
And even after that, they still going to treat you like shit. So my advice would be shit. I don't know. I have no advice because
just don't be black.
Whatever.
Don't be too black for them.
Not even too black. Don't be black. Don't be Hispanic. Don't. White is right for them. For them, not me, but for them.
If you talk a little bit proper, you dress a little bit nicer, then you're not as black as they see you. And it's crazy that when you go around, like your mom, I'm sure your mom tells you everywhere you go, look presentable, right?
Yeah, man, but I just be wanting to go slide.
But you know why they do that? Yeah, right. You know why they do that? Because you're gonna get judged, especially you being a black woman. You're like, and when people see you coming with some sweats and a bonnet, they're like, "Oh, ratchet bitch! I bet she gonna fight me on sight. I bet she gonna wanna. I bet she has like 30
I'm not even gonna get near you. Like, I'm worried about my food and you worried about me. Who really pressed?
That's the white people. They go look at you like, oh, wow, I bet she's on governmental assistance. Oh my God.
And if I was,
but white people, and this is systematically true, there's more white people on welfare than black people, and that's facts.
Boom.
But that's how it is. And then you being a black woman, you get judged all the time.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, I probably do. It just never comes to me. Like, nobody ever presents it to me.
You're basically labeled. Us being black, labeled.
Automatically.
I walk out the house.
Once you're born, you have a target on your back.
I walk out the house like this. You don't think I'm a target?
Once you are born, I promise. Once you are born with a label. Black. You are born with a target on your back. And that's the saddest thing that I ever had to say. This is exactly why I no longer want kids. Before, I used to want a whole football field, okay? I used to want 7, 10, or 15 children. I don't even want one. At all.
Because this world is evil.
I am not prepared for me to one day, God forbid, get a call to say my child is this or my child is that.
Arrested.
Exactly. I can't. I can't. I don't feel as though I am prepared to have I don't feel as though I should have a talk with my child of what it is that they should not do out in the streets, what it is that they should do. Like, I don't feel as though I should do that.
Rather than have children, because it's like, I'll take my chances
to
here.
Avoid that, I'm just not going to have kids whatsoever. Yeah. I will stay. I'm fine. I will stay with my puppies. I am fine with that. Yeah. I'm young. I have time.
So at least you can replace your puppies.
Exactly. One of the motherfuckers get ran over, I buy another one.
You buy another one. Go on Craigslist, buy another one. Then it's crazy how a lot of white people don't see it this way. And the reason why white people don't see it this way is
because they don't go through it.
It doesn't affect, you're right, it doesn't affect them. And people don't have it. People don't care about things that don't affect them. And then they
have the nerve to speak on what it is that Hispanics go through. They have the nerve to speak on what it is that blacks go through.
What the Jews go through.
Muslims. Everything. They have the nerve to speak on what it is that everybody else goes through when they don't even have the slightest idea of what it is that we go through at all.
They're like, oh yeah, I'm sure it's really, really bad. No, bitch, because you don't get followed. Have you ever been followed around in stores?
I don't pay attention to that. I just want to go. It be too hot for this. Lately it's been too hot.
I be getting so mad when the little Chinese bitch who in the gas station be following me around. Like,
you can say, oh, I feel bad. This, that, and the third. But as far as you saying it's not that bad, or as far as you saying slavery, like whoever said this to him, but as far as you saying
go back to Africa, slavery's over.
Slavery, as far as that, you have no right to speak on that, because baby, you never even been through some shit like that. So you probably got called white trash, and that's about it.
But white people don't have culture. Y'all don't own America. You guys don't have anything. You guys are known for, it's in their blood to steal things. That's why they steal culture. That's why
You
they
don't
steal
see
brains.
how on
they,
TV
they steal things and they name it after
don't
themselves.
steal braids because that shit don't look right on their hair.
And then their hair falls out. And their hair fall out because their hair can't handle it.
I see
and
somebody put bantu knots. I'm like,
those shits look like fucking big ass anteaters.
girl, them shit look like fucking squirrel shells. I said squirrel shells, snail shells. Baby, if that was not it, I seen that. I said that ain't it, coach.
And not only that, white people like Elvis Presley, he stole a lot of what he from Bobby Brown.
Don't you see how on TV
they still
show the queens,
and they're all white. They're all
I
white.
seen Queen Nefertiti, and motherfucker, she was white. Since when sis was white?
Since when?
When?
In the history book, she's white.
None of them are white. You really think white people
In the history books.
You honestly think white people can stand the sun like that?
No, not at all.
Y'all turn pink like fucking ham if y'all in the sun for 1 minute. Okay? The hell?
And
What you kidding?
white people, your culture is Starbucks, Chipotle.
I like Starbucks.
What else?
Chipotle make me boo boo.
Let's see.
That shit goes in one ear.
And how do you feel about people that are touching Central Park 5? Oh my God, why are you guys doing all these CNN interviews? Why are you doing these press reviews? Let it go. Okay, we get it. You guys got your settlement. You guys got the movie. Let it go. Why you guys keep doing these interviews?
Y'all always want us to let shit go, but when y'all do shit, it's basically bringing it back.
The Holocaust. They love talking about the Holocaust.
Why is it that you want us to let it go? We let it go. Y'all bring it back.
But the Jews don't have to let go of the Holocaust. The Jews don't have to stop talking about it.
Nah, they be talking about the Jews. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even want to. They talk about the Jews.
Okay, it's not
I don't even like the comments they be saying about the Jews. I'm not gonna lie. That should be baffled.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's all we got to say about Central Park 5. Hopefully, you know,
I can meet you guys one day.
Sadly, justice isn't served 100%. They did get their money, but you know that's long gone. You know what's so crazy? Before they got their settlement, did you know that Cory Wise? Did you know that he was on SSI checks a year before they got their settlement check in 2014? He was on SSI checks, and then
he was also talking about how like cold-hearted he is right now. I wouldn't blame him.
Right. And Yusuf, he was like in healthcare. So the fact that a lot of them were like doing regular jobs and like they didn't have any money and then their families didn't get no money, it's really sad. It's a sad case, but at the end of the day, at least this is making us all socially aware. Like, aren't we glad like there's movies out and it's teaching us to know your rights as a person of color, not just black people, but Native Americans and even the Hispanics. Know your rights. Know your rights, know your worth. This is a white man's world. We can't do nothing about it. The system is built for white people to succeed. A wise man once said, and guess who said this? We ain't built to survive because it's a setup. But even if you're fed up, you gotta keep your head up.
Rest in peace, baby. Rest in peace, Tupac. Sorry, that's my man. I love him.
So yeah, that's that for this video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Give your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you want to give your social media?
It'll be placed, but like I said earlier, don't come at me with no fuck shit, cause I'm with all the shits. So, thank you.
People about to be like, bitch, bye. Who are you?
Oh, bitch, who's your mama? Who's your mama?
Be like, bitch, I want to see your ugly ass.
I don't give a fuck how I look better than you on a bad day. Don't let this stiff bomb fool you. Bitch, I need this bomb somebody.
But yeah, that was that for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Trace out this bitch.
Everything's gonna be alright. People keep talking. They can say what they like. But all I know, everything's gonna be alright. No one, get in the way of what I'm feeling. No one, can't get in the way of what I feel for you. You can't get in the way of what I feel for you. I know some people search the world to find some people No. Cause some people said ooh, get in the way, I wanna feel for you. Thank you. Be sure to like this video, let me know if you made it to the end, and comment what song I should sing next.